Come with me to the Texas Renaissance Festival. Now, the Texas Renaissance Festival is celebrating its 50th year this year, and as a native Houstonian and who's never been, I had to make sure I came this year. Now, this was actually kind of like a childhood dream of mine. I've always wanted to go ever since I was a kid. I was supposed to go one time on a field trip, but then something happened and I wasn't able to go. And that was like in maybe 6th or 7th grade in middle school. And now here I am in my mid-30s, making sure I fulfill that childhood dream of mine, and I made it out. It definitely did not disappoint. It's acres and acres and acres of all sorts of stuff to do. The weekend that we went just so happened to be superhero weekend, and I thought it was going to be, not as great. I didn't think everyone was going to be in full costume. I thought they were going to be more in like superhero costumes, and there were some people dressed up in, like Wolverines and Deadpool and stuff like that. But the majority of people were in their medieval costumes, and they were all in character, and I love that for me. It was so fun. Our neighbors actually go out there and camp, and they invited us out this year. So that was our reason for going. And we were like, hell yeah, let's go. We did not camp with them, but we did go and spend the whole day Saturday out there. And surprisingly, believe it or not, we did not spend a ton of money other than our entry fee. There was also free general parking, so we didn't have to pay to park. They also had valet and other accommodations for those who wanted. But the fact that we didn't have to pay to park, and since I'm a veteran, I got a veteran's discount on our tickets. The tickets were only $25 each. Other than the little bit of food that we bought in there, we really didn't spend any money. Like, we didn't really want to ride any rides or anything like that. I really just wanted to walk around and just soak up everything since it was my first time going. And I think as a first timer, that's probably what you're going to want to do unless you bring, little kids or something with you. Walk around, enjoy the atmosphere, meet people. Everyone's in character. It's so much fun. I definitely wouldn't mind going back. I would love to try to maybe dress up a little bit, but when I tell you this is an expensive hobby, people who are in full regalia and totally dressed up and they're not paid characters who, work there or whatever, these people invest a lot into their costumes and into their cosplays. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but I would like to, maybe don some fairy ears or something like that and go and be a little bit more into it next year. I don't know. I did think that the Drench the Wench dunking booth was a little bit dated. It seemed like there were a lot of angry men who really, really, really wanted to soak this lady. And I found that to be heavily misogynistic and a little bit weird. But other than that, it's a totally kid-friendly place. There is a lot of alcohol consumption, though, so just be mindful and leery of that. Whenever alcohol is in a place with children, people can get rowdy. So, just be mindful of that and maybe go between maybe like 11 and maybe 3 or 4 or something like that. Because as it gets later in the evening and people get rowdier and drunker, you can imagine how things can turn from kid-friendly to unfriendly very quickly. So keep that in mind and have fun.